So step one is just to get all your vegetables ready. I'm working with what I have in the fridge, so it wasn't totally planned, semi-planned. Just keep on watching and you'll see this great and easy roast. I hope you enjoy. Hey guys, so today is Sunday and I'm having quarantine roast beef with my friends. So I'm gonna try to work with the ingredients I had at home. So on Friday I did the lentil lasagna. So what I've decided to do, I've only used half of the squash. So I'm gonna do a roast squashed stuff with lentils and some roast side veg as a Sunday roast. So I'm gonna begin by cutting this in half, and I'm also gonna chop the sweet potato, wash it well, some carrots and the mushrooms, and I'm gonna pop it in this big tray. Step 2 is just getting all your vegetables chopped up for the roast and also for the filling that's gonna go inside the butternut squash. So all the vegetables have been chopped. I just want to go through the list of ingredients. So you have a whole, well, I have half, but if you want to do a whole one, you can. So I have a squash, butternut squash, half a large sweet potato, mushrooms. I want to finish these because the date of use is today. So you've got a quarter of an onion and half a celery. I'm going to put that in the oven, put it full on top, put that in the oven. I've also sprinkled with some black pepper, paprika, and a bit of nutmeg, just because I love nutmeg. You can also drizzle with a bit of olive oil or any sort of oil that you enjoy. And I'm going to put that in the oven for 45 minutes at 170 to 200 degrees. And then the ingredients for the filling, I'm going to put a whole cup of green lentils. I've got 2 mushrooms just to give a bit of flavour, half a celery stick, a quarter of an onion, red onion, and some garlic. I've got here just 100 mils of vegetable stock cube. I'll heat the water in the microwave and then put a whole stock there. If it can be quite salty for some people, you can use half. I like the taste, so I put a whole one. So I'm going to sweat these vegetables with just a little bit of stock, and then for about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to add the lentils and the cranberries and thyme, and then I'll let that simmer for about 20 minutes. I'm also going to add a bit of nutmeg and black pepper, a bay leaf, and some of this, just maybe half a teaspoon, and then I'll when that all simmers, so while this is in the oven roasting, this will simmer. With this I'm going to chop it, just roughly chop it up, and put a bit of stock cube, 50 mils of water, and let it just boil or simmer for about 20 minutes, well 15, just to be a bit crunchy, and I'll use that as side veg. For step 3, while you put the vegetables in the oven, and then you start making the filling for the squash. So I've sweated the vegetables for about 5 minutes, gave the lentil a bit of a wash, and these cranberries, I had them in the freezer. If you don't have cranberries, it's fine, but if you do, it's great, and it really brings it. It's just, I've never used to cook with cranberries until I started making this recipe. It tasted just amazing. So I'm going to add the rest of the lentils and the rest of the stock, all of it. Also, one ingredient that you don't have to, but I had it at home. So I'm going to just put 100 mils, just like half a cup of red wine into this. Again, another ingredient that's optional and you don't have to add it. So I'm going to pop all the ingredients in a pot and then leave it for about 20 minutes to 25 minutes at gas mark number 4. Oh, these lentils are just beautiful. They taste amazing. So after boiling the filling for about 10 minutes, I realised that I actually needed maybe another extra cup of water. So I just added some hot water into the mix. Also the seeds of the butternut squash, I'm going to put them in the oven and let them cook for about 20 minutes. And then I'll put that in a jar, just a mason jar, and use it later for salads and soups. I've decided also to do vegan apple crumble. So I'm just gonna use a brandy apple. There's another video about this. Some organic coconut sugar, Brazil nuts. I'm gonna use a NutriBullet to blend that, and then I'm gonna also use some mixed berries or sultanas. But I'll do a link to a video in which I've cooked the vegan apple crumble. You can stop in this step and pop everything in the fridge for the next day to do it, or you can just carry on into step 5. So the butternut squash and the vegetables are roasted. So I'm just gonna remove the pulp. You don't want to remove too much. So one side I'm just gonna fork it, and the other side is gonna be the side where I put most of the filling. This I can use it to make side mash or make some pumpkin soup and freeze it. I've also realised that the lentil was a lot more than anticipated. I would say half a cup of lentil will be enough for the filling, because I used a whole cup. I was guessing from previous recipes, but I would say what I'm going to do is use most of it and then freeze the rest, which I can use it later in the week. This recipe normally also includes some crushed pistachios, but as I didn't have pistachio, I had Brazil nuts, so I crushed it in the NutriBullet. I'm going to pop some Brazil nut here, and if you have some spinach at home, you could also put it now. And then what I'm going to do is lace this up together and then pop it back in the oven for another 10 minutes. So I've wrapped the butternut squash together. I already had this at home since Christmas, so you just want a natural cotton rope with no colour, no dye or anything. Just want it natural. And then just before I'm ready to eat my meal, I'm going to put this in the oven for another 15 minutes. There's loads of lentils left over which I'm going to freeze. That's my roast veg. I've got some gravy here from Tesco. It is vegan friendly, so I'll have that. And then now that I've finished roasting all the vegetables, I'm going to pop the apple crumble in the oven for 15 minutes, cover with foil, and then I'll finish it by adding the crumbles that I made with the Brazil nuts, and then I'll tell you guys how that went. Thanks for watching. Step 5 is the final step, so it's the step where you just pop in the filled butternut squash into the oven, and then you can also put put the apple crumble in first for about 10 minutes, then in the last 15 minutes just pop in the butternut squash, and then it's ready to eat. So this is the end result. You have the lovely roast butternut squash, you have the roast veg, I made some vegan gravy, and this is just cabbage, and I had some pak choy in the fridge, so I just added that as well. And this is a lovely crumble that looks super amazing, nice and crunchy. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you next time. Bye.